Part 2. Using the principle to build a successful marital family. Next, we move on to create a very basic model of a human who is capable of achieving their most important life goals. We need to create a picture of the internal workings of a person who is developing themselves so they can improve their chances of building a lasting, loving marital family. What does it mean to become a fruitful person who is striving to fulfill the first blessing? The divine principle explains that humans are born with an original mind. We are born with God-given, pre-existing qualities that are helpful as we seek to build constructive lives. For example, our original mind pushes us to seek connections with other human beings. It also encourages us to go on a path of growth. Moreover, it desires to know the love of both biological parents for its own, natural well-being. And yet again, it allows us to imagine, to visualize, to make plans, and to make a future for ourselves. If we are to build fruitful lives, there is a specific foundation that offers us a higher chance of this happening. The first foundation stone is one's subconscious sense of internal value. Am I loved? Am I lovable? Is the world a safe place? Should I put in the investment to grow, or is the world too scary and overwhelming? So, ideally, all children gain an internal sense of emotional well-being. And research clearly shows that this is the primary factor that determines the quality of our lives. From that foundation, children need to develop self-respecting and community-honoring core values. We need core values that protect us from doing harm to ourselves and from harming others, and thus end up with guilt and shame. So, we hope our children will not steal, that they will be truthful with us, that they will show some respect to elders. Parents the world over know these are wholesome values. Also, when children feel that the world is safe and loving, they have a higher chance of developing a sense of being a co-creator. They can believe that if they make the effort and enter the world, they can give the world something from their own unique perspective. They are self-empowered and know that it's worth growing and learning so they can make a positive contribution to their communities. Upon the foundation of one's emotional well-being, one's core values, and one's level of self-empowerment, we can start to build our relational competencies and skills. In the Christian worldview, God is seen to have a variety of different personae, each of which plays a vital role in maintaining a relationship with His children. Since we are children of God, and since we are to become temples of God, then, in order to be successful, a fruitful individual needs to develop these 5 different personae to a reasonable degree of competence. We label these different personae the 5 textures of God's love. We will start with the team player or adapted child. In the principle, God is not seen to be a loner. He is seen to be fully involved in His children's lives. He wishes to work with us in a covenant relationship. He longs to work with us, no matter where we are on our path to spiritual growth. God is the ultimate team player. Thus, if you grew up in a reasonably well-run family, your parents would have expected you to develop your ability to be a team player. They hoped you would learn to follow the family rules, support the other family members, and be loyal to the family that offered you love. As you grew, you might have been given various household responsibilities to fulfill. You then experienced other group settings, like your school and sports team. There, you were expected to learn and follow new rules and be a positive role model. The world over, becoming good at teamwork is seen as an expression of goodness, showing you have learned how to bring God's love into various settings. Evidently, developing such skills during childhood allows humans to increase their ability to build flourishing marital partnerships. Next, the principle, and all religions, express that God is a creative being. He is happy to create many beautiful things for His children to enjoy. God is also seen to be free to be honest with us and express His unique needs and desires. Hence, as humans, we do not rejoice when our children become completely focused on group rules and sacrifice their individuality when doing so. We know that children have a natural right to develop their unique gifts and creativity. And we are happy when they do so. We might call this the development of their free or creative child. Parents smile with joy when their children produce unique works of art, dance, or sing songs. We are celebrating the special God-given gifts that each one of them will bring to families and communities. Moreover, we hope our children will always be free to be honest with us, and we ideally cherish their honesty far more than anything they might have done wrong. And then again, we hope they will always be free to say sorry when they have harmed others or made mistakes. Also, we hope our children will learn to express their unique individual needs when it is different from the needs of the group, and they do so respectfully. All this is seen to be healthy when trying to balance the needs of the group with the needs of the individual. The world over, all these qualities are seen to be a natural and healthy part of growing up. Next, God is seen to be a rational being. He can make plans and fulfill them. He is sensible and the source of truth. He is the ultimate scientist and mathematician. Hence, because we hope that children will increasingly express God's nature, we hope they will develop these same qualities as they mature. Thus, it is natural to be happy when we see our children clean their rooms, learn to dress themselves, make plans and fulfill them, and more. Parents also rejoice when their children can construct rational arguments and learn maths and the sciences. All this and more is seen to be part of growing to become a healthy, fruitful adult who can fulfill their most important goals and construct an enriched marital family home. Next, within the Bible and principle, God is seen to be a nurturing parent who has a heart that wishes to raise up his children to ever higher levels of competence. He is willing to invest himself to help his children grow and mature, and he is proud when they make each step forward. Hence, parents the world over are happy when their children start to develop this skill. Children might start to express their nurturing abilities by looking after a doll or a pet. Ideally, they then move on to become someone who encourages their friends and team members. They then might become a mentor for their siblings or a coach on a sports team. The ability to offer praise, to be able to listen to and support one's spouse's goals, and to encourage oneself along one's own path of growth are all useful skills that allow for God's love to exist within a marital family. Lastly, within the principle and Bible, God is seen to have the heart of a protective parent. He is worried about his children. He offers advice to protect his children from doing things that harm themselves and others. He listens to his children's worries and concerns as a means to ease their suffering. And he offers his children a covenantal relationship in which he clearly lays out the boundaries of his responsibility and his expectations of his children. Hence, as children grow, parents are proud of their children when they can set clear boundaries and refuse harmful suggestions from their friends. It is seen to be healthy when they can listen to their friends' worries and support them through difficult times. Moreover, goodness is expressed when they stop their siblings or friends from doing harm. Of course, all these protective skills are helpful within a marital family setting. One can see how these different textures of God's love play out in our lives. For example, when respectful dialogue occurs, we flow naturally from one texture to another. Hence, for example, "Good morning, darling, that's a nice tie. We need to discuss what kind of car we want to buy. And then, afterwards, maybe we can go bowling. Also, I need some advice on the report I'm writing. Could you help me? By the way, you don't look well. Are you okay?" Hence, we build successful relationships by embedding the different textures of God's love into our communication. When talking to your spouse using the 5 different textures, you will be using one of the 5 textures to specifically talk to one of your partner's 5 textures. We find that relationships work best when a spouse responds from the texture that is being spoken to. For example, a husband might speak from his free child to his wife's free child. Or she might be honestly sharing her challenging situation, and he responds with a desire to protect her. Alternatively, she might notice that the door needs to be fixed, and he promises to fix it this evening. Of course, it doesn't always work like this. For example, when her husband wants to go out for the evening, his wife might respond by saying something like, "I'm sorry. I don't think it's a good idea. I must prepare for my mother's visit on Thursday." As long as both partners respond within the 5 textures of God's love, the conversation will continue to flow harmoniously. So, when we enter into marriage, all these different components are part of both partners. and some of these inner workings are more developed than others. However, all are needed to a certain level of competence for those who seek to be effective in building a marital family. What spouses typically find, for example, is that the husband might be good at nurturing and playfulness, and she might be more of a team player and be far more aware of the value of protective mechanisms within the family. However, since a successful family system benefits when both partners develop these different internal components to a reasonable level of competence, our marriage will always push us on a journey of growth. It is up to us whether we resist or go on a never-ending developmental journey. The fundamental point here is that if I can improve any of these inequalities, then my ability to build a wholesome marriage will improve. If these elements will help me build a happy marriage, it is best to start working on them before I marry. Choose one of the topics and work on it for 40 days. For example, you might start by improving your ability to nurture others. You might read books on coaching. Or you might learn how to improve your listening skills, and practice by listening to a friend's goals. Alternatively, you could set a daily goal of praising and encouraging one person each day. Then, for the next 40 days, choose another skill set to develop. Study and practice. Within 6 months, with focused attention, you will be in a much better place than you are now. In a mentoring manual, Level 1 worksheets would help the spouses evaluate various dimensions of their inner world. The goal would be to help the partners develop a personal growth plan to increase their ability to offer more of God's love in their relationship.